Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching the originals. This is episode 11 of season 5. Yes, the final season, episode 11. We've only got 2 more left after this, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. You can vote for your most liked and disliked characters of the season in the description below. In that poll, you can only obviously choose one like we've done on every other season, but we do have another poll where we could choose 3 characters for our most favourite of the whole original franchise. So I'm really excited to see that, because we can pick a couple of characters that we wouldn't necessarily choose as our main favourites, but we can, when we get 3 votes, we could do an aggregate on everybody's and we can get everybody's different opinion, and it's amazing. I really love doing it when we do multiple votes. So yeah, I can't wait to see you guys' results on that. Now, last episode was really interesting because we got 2 deaths. One of them, sadly, was Josh, mate. He has been a good recurring character. You have to respect recurring characters because every show needs them. You can't always focus on the main people, because when you do that, it kind of gets too much. That is why I said when Cole was reintroduced that I really enjoyed him, and he is a recurring character, Cole, even though he is part of the main family. He's not in it consistently, and I said when he was introduced back, I think it was last season, I was like, do you know what, I never realised that having a couple more characters in here with a few storylines here and there really excites me, because it draws all my attention kind of away from focusing solely on Elijah and Klaus, and it invests me into different places. I actually got really invested into the Cole and Davina storyline, where I was never a big fan of the Davina Soul story, but Cole and her, it was really good. I even said when she first got with Cole, the original Cole, not the one that was introduced when we first went into this show, I thought it was strange seeing them together, but then the more it went on, the more I really enjoyed them, and I think they actually was really good together, and I loved how devoted they are to each other. So I am happy that they're happy and married in this season. I wish I got to see that, but hopefully we get to see KEELIN and FREYA get married in the very last episode. But Josh, like I said, going back to him, sadly he died. He come in as a recurring character. He was a good asset to the vampires, a good friend to Marcel, and he died being a friend to Marcel. He was taken by Emmett in the last episode, and Emmett, obviously, he hates everybody. That's not just a solely pure vampire. He doesn't want people to be anything but just a vampire. And what he done is he attacked Marcel, and he was extracting the werewolf venom from him, or whatever venom you would call Marcel's, and he was going to use that against the Michelsons to take them down. Josh, obviously, he found out where Marcel was, and started to, he helped him. He took the witch down that had a boundary spell around him, and he put up a good fight against a lot of the vampires and killed them all. But sadly, he got injected with the venom, and he passed away. And that set Marcel off. He's not happy. He wants to go after Emmett. We also see Hope as well. She in the last episode attacked Elijah, and she felt better, releasing her anger because she was getting possessed and she was desiccating from the hollow of the spirits that was inside of her. And she thought, you know what, I'll do that this episode as well, let some anger out. And we've seen her taken out on Klaus willingly. He was saying, come on, just do it to me, fight me. It didn't work, so she thought maybe it had to be somebody that she was really angry with. So she went and got Roman. Made it look like she was going to kill him, but she actually didn't. He was actually saying, he's really sorry for what happened. He didn't really know what his mum was going to do. And he was naive and he was brainwashed. And do you know what? I believe him. I know, I don't forgive him for the stuff that he done, but I do believe that he didn't actually, he was too naive and he was just stupid, really. And she spared his life, which is interesting. So she still was desiccating and she needed to attack people. Now, obviously, with Marcel fuming about Emmett killing Josh, he's gone after Emmett and the whole crew. With the help of Elijah, I thought he was actually working with Antoinette and he was going to join that faction. But what he did is he called it a meeting. They all come, the vampires. Antoinette was acting like, yeah, we're going to go after the Michelsons. Then what actually happened, mate? The Michelsons come in. Hope did. Boom, mate. She done all the power. She took down pure vampires. Literally, took down loads of them. But, interesting. Declan was upstairs in the attic, and so was an old man who was helping him with a bunch of files. And obviously this, boom, took both of them out. Declan, luckily, was caught by Klaus in time and fed his blood, so he stayed alive. But the old man has died, and that means that Hope has transitioned. Oh, she's triggered the werewolf curse, because we've seen it right at the very end of the episode. Her eyes started glowing, and I'm really excited now. We've seen the witchy side, we've also got the werewolf side now, and now we just need to pop the vampire side in, and then boom, the tri-bridge is confirmed. So I'm really excited, and obviously, like I said, because Emmett's dead, Josh is dead, and Aiden come in the last episode as his like little memory thing as he drifted off, which I thought was a fantastic little bit to introduce to him. And Ivy died as well. I thought she died the episode before, but she actually didn't. Emmett transitioned them all, put them in the transition phase, and she chose to actually not turn to be a vampire and said she was going to die happy as a witch. She was born a witch, she was die a witch, got respected. Feel sorry for Vincent though, because he's just got somebody that he really cares for this season, and he's lost him again. So I'm excited. I actually don't know who the bad guy is going to be or what we're going to do now in these final few episodes. Maybe we're just going to solely focus on Hope, but seems like all the baddies have been taken out now, so I'm really interested. Thanks for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
I know things will never be the same. Not after so much loss. I look at you and I'm happy. It feels so selfish.
Do it. Let's get married. Let's get married today.
Today's episode.
What?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yes.
The rich aren't they? So I mean, when you're rich, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, can't you? Pretty much.
You didn't have to come.
I wanted to make sure you were all right. You rid the city of those vermin. You've nothing to apologize for.
It's back again, mate. She killed pure of them as well.
Well, at least he gets his revenge next week when the full moon comes. Mom said that after the pain, it's one of the best feelings in the world. If I have to do this without her, I need to be alone.
Mate, it's getting worse. How are they going to help her?
Going through my old things.
So I wanted to ask you something. It would mean a lot to me if you would walk me down the aisle.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, I know that you were going through a lot. I thought today you could be here for me.
That is... Is that a letter sent to him from Haley?
Merci beaucoup. You're either broke or you're a terrible drunk.
Excuse me?
You're nursing that drink for over an hour.
Can I recommend something a little stronger than Bordeaux?
I'm Elijah.
Andrea.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Andrea.
Mate, Haley is fucking beautiful, isn't she? Honestly, you don't appreciate it as much, like, because, I don't know, you just get so used to people, don't you, just all the time, see them all the time, and, like, it's like in real life, isn't it, really? Like, you see somebody all the time, you just get used to it. Yeah, like, how many times have you possibly told, like, I don't know, like, your girlfriend or, like, somebody, even a family member, like, wow, you're looking beautiful today, like, because you just don't, like, but... If you go on a date, maybe for the first time or something, you'd say it because you actually mean it. But then it's also like, I don't know, it's meaningful, isn't it? It makes them feel good, and like, it's true, man. She is so pretty, like, but you don't say it enough because you're just so used to it. And I have to admit, I really miss Haley. I mean, I know we've only got a few episodes left now, but like. I never realised how much I did like her until she was gone, which is crazy. I do like how she calls herself Andrea. Reminds me of Modern Family. Sometimes Phil and Claire used to go out on dates and pretend he was different people. And I wonder, like, have you ever introduced yourself as somebody else? I would love to try and do that and see if I can remember that I've said a different name and see if I could go with a different persona.
I love this place. I'm not sure it's the ideal location for the How to Forget Your Ex tour, but...
Closed my eyes, picked a place on the map, and booked a flight. First person that I've spoken to. Oh, besides the concierge at Hotel St. Louis. He's not shy.
Not shy. My girlfriend's out of town, but she made me promise I'd check out an art show. You can swing by if you want to. It's, if you felt like escaping Otto for a few hours.
Chemistry's on fire, mate. Literally, I do love it.
But don't worry, it's not you I'm looking for.
Well then, it must be important if you're asking me for a favor.
I'm in mourning, if you even care.
Dark lines like poison veins running up her arms. Today I noticed a new line on the back of her neck.
Good seeing Davina back as well.
Any other circumstances, it would be my great honor to be your best man. But I can't do it. I want to get out of this place.
We had all those years of vigilance. We had all those years of peace, and good people died.
7 years of people not having to apologize for who they were, not having to mourn their dead. That was you.
And I thought that it was going to last longer.
How long will you be gone?
For however long it takes.
You know, I gotta say a little bit, like, I know they all want to go and they've all got stuff going on, but man, one day, just for it to be happy, do you know what I mean? Like, Vincent, man, just stick around for one day. It's not going to make much difference, is it? But it's going to make so much difference to Freya. Do you know what I mean?
To Josh, he fought the good fight. Hard to believe.
Isn't it? Haley's just died and now Josh.
Given Josh being immortal and all, you know, I used to think I was going crazy. Then I read my Uncle Kieran's journals. Turns out it's less about them going off their nut, more about you being a vampire.
I just compel him
You
again.
really want to do this today? You know, Kieran understood the value of keeping order in this town.
From what I read, he was terrified of you. Thought that you and your rules were killing this city.
I'm trying to protect you. You're better off not knowing.
Well, that's not your decision to make.
You're gonna call off this meeting, and you're gonna forget everything you read in Kieran's journal.
Vervain, if you want to shut me up, you're gonna have to kill me.
See, this here, I kind of understand what he wants. He wants the faction, he wants people to have a say. I can't disagree with that because in life, I think everybody should have a say. At least an opinion that gets brought out there. I don't like people getting left in the dark. So I do agree with that. Like, I've always been consistent. When Elijah tried to get that little treaty going and everyone signed it, that was the best play. You know, you had the vampires at the head of the table, but everybody else had a good opinion and a good place, and they could bring their own vibes to the table. Like, I agree with that. But I don't agree with the way he's proposing it, that he's like, you know, he was doing it in kind of like a threatening way, and that's not the way to address it and go about it, because, yeah, even if you don't like them, they are superior, and that, so they could just take you out just like that.
Hey, Davina. How's your head? Buzzing. I can make you a tea. That should help. Do you think they'd let me skip the wedding? The way that I feel, I don't want to ruin the day. You missing it would ruin the day.
Yeah, innit? As I say, everyone's ruining it. She's gonna take some of her tears off that flower. She's really smart, Davina. I've got to say, there is aspects of Davina that I do miss, man. She's like really strong and really clever.
I'm sure Elijah will come around.
Carrying around all this guilt kind of pisses me off.
Be a Michelson family gathering without one of us being mad. You just wait till you have kids.
We haven't exactly had the conversation.
I can't get over how good these look.
You live in France and you call this culture?
Obviously, this is beneath you. The more you drink, the more exceptional the art becomes.
Can I ask you a question? You're happy.
It's love at first sight.
Oh, mate, look, she just looks like she loves him, and it just makes me feel good inside, even though he fucking played a part in her dying.
God, are you crazy? I thought to see my dress before the ceremony.
I think I may have given you the wrong impression about something. Having a family.
I don't understand.
I lost a son before he was even born and barely got over it. But this is something I can't do. I know what this means to you, okay? I can't ask you to sacrifice something so important. You deserve better.
It's a tough one. I mean, liking this episode, it's giving me loads of things, like it's lots of like stuff going on that it's interesting me. It's like talking points. Now, my question is, in real life, if you was in a relationship and you really wanted kids, and like the other person didn't, or the other person really wanted it and you didn't, would you rock with it and then hope it changes? Because if it didn't change, what would happen? Like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you really wanted to be a dad and your girlfriend never wanted kids, then you could either, but you really loved her. How tough is that? Like, which one are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the person that you physically love over something that may never be a thing or something that you want? Or are you going to pick her and then hope that one day she changes her mind, but then if she doesn't, what are you going to do? Like, leave her 5 years down the line? You know, it's a tough one, man. Literally, it is really hard. Like, I would, but then I always think, you never know what life's going to take you. You might not want kids now, but you might in 5 years. But then again, I don't know. If your heart's set on it and it's not doing it, then you're going to deprive yourself of love for something that is crazy.
Freya. I should have said something before now, but look at our family. How do you tell someone you can't have a child because you're afraid you're going to hurt it?
Listen to me. We may be damaged, but we are not doomed to repeat our parents' mistakes. Always put your family in front of yourself, which is why you should be talking to her right now.
I said that millions of times this show. Like, she puts everyone before herself. This is a sad episode for Elijah.
Do you think they know how rare that is? Love someone for so long.
Actually, until recently, Sylvie was a widow and Christoph was a bachelor. Yeah, I guess some of these things can't be measured in time. You ever feel like that? Just destined for someone?
Yes.
Mate, I've loved all the scenes between these. He said he was going to meet his girlfriend, wasn't it? Like, I was definitely chatting.
I guess I'll see you in the next life.
I'll be waiting for another dance.
Do you know what I'd actually be happy with? If Elijah dies, but he gets the Josh and Aiden moment and he gets with Haley.
We know that the magic's basically consuming Hope. I'm using the magical signature in her tears to see if we can find an antidote.
Remind me to never piss you off.
Look at his beard, mate.
Mi amour assure les dons remedie. It's gone.
Wait, what went? That's just
a year ago. We're not changing it for you.
We will be getting married here today.
I spoke to Cole. Davina says that the dark magic is destroying Hope from the inside out.
How long?
Days, maybe hours.
Do you reckon that like she could take an original's life and maybe absorb the powers of like the whole energy that they've got? That's the only thing I can think of, because you know, obviously spoiler. Like, I know she's not gonna die because she's in the next show. That's why we obviously watch this until the end, because we know it's gonna roll on into it. I have no idea what that storyline's gonna be in that one, by the way, but I just know that the Hope's in it. So, yeah. I'm interested to see how they come up with a plan, you know, last gasp effort.
I have waited for you for years, lived on your terms, set aside what I needed for myself to make you happy. Saw how you were with family, and how much love that you have to offer. And it made me want more. Why be so definitive?
Because I'm terrified.
That's you're my partner. Let's work it out together. Look, and believe me, it is a lot better than the Michael said I'm gonna stubbornly make all the decisions for the both of us until the end of time. Look, something that you're really open to discussing one day, and I mean truly open, not just trying to get me in a white dress.
I think she definitely wants to be a mum.
I'm open to spending the rest of my life figuring that out together. And I'm open to marrying you.
I have to think about it.
Yes, Freya.
I need you today.
I knew who she was, Klaus. 5 years ago, we met in Manosk. Now, obviously, I didn't know who she was at the time. You have to understand that when I walked into that farmhouse, I saw her completely bewildered. It wasn't until all my memories returned that I realized I could have saved her.
Hope is dying. I can't tell anyone else.
Well, then I suspect I'm the last person she needs right now.
He's full on punishing himself, isn't there? I mean, he deserves to punish himself, because like he said, mate, the guy could have saved her and he didn't. No, he didn't know who he was. And I swear, man, it's a grey area, and I fell into give him the leeway. But I am totally fine with you hating on him. You know, like, this is the grey area. Even I'm going to acknowledge it. I've swayed on the side that he didn't know who he was, so I'm leewaying you, even though you pee me off, and I still do blame you. But I don't give you as much crap as you should get. But if someone wanted to full-on hardcore give it you and say you deserve to be feeling like this, and to say that you're suffering and it's your fault, I am not going to blame that person for saying that, because you definitely played a part in it. But again, like I said, it's a grey area, and I'm really interested to see what Elijah's doing. Like, what is this episode like with Elijah? Nah, I've really enjoyed it. I love seeing Haley back. Like I said, their chemistry was been fire all episode. I enjoyed all the scenes, the connection, so good, and they just make me happy together when I see them. Just makes me so happy. But why? Why are we being told this? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the outcome going to be after revealing all this information? This is what I'm really intrigued with, because Elijah looks like he's possibly, the way he's talking, it's like he's going to kill himself. Yeah, that's the way I feel like it. I feel like he's dead depressed, and like he can't forgive himself. He don't want no one to forgive himself. He wants to punish himself. That's where I'm like, that's what I'm getting from it.
And why doesn't everyone get to know about what's going on around here? It never ends. No battle's ever won here. People like you need to make a change around here. Otherwise, people like Josh are just gonna keep dying for nothing. You want to honor him after he's dead. I'm talking about a way that could have kept him alive.
Decent from Davina.
I'm sure he would be here if he could. No one deserves this more than you.
You look good, Freya, man. I hope you have a good time.
If it's not too presumptuous, perhaps I might escort you.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Yes, both the brothers do it.
Looks like you're stuck with both of us.
Now, not to make this all about me, but we know how families work. You know, sometimes it's dinner and sometimes it's daggers. Now, I, for one, am grateful for today.
I wanted to thank you for giving me a beautiful day just when I needed it. If I'd met my ex under different circumstances, without the legacy of pain that haunted him, things would have been different for us. And though I can't honestly say I'll ever get over him entirely, I can finally look forward because of you. And as you grow and find the parts of your life that fit you perfectly, make sure you never let them go.
I now pronounce you married. You may both kiss the bride.
Yes, mate. That looks sick.
The last time we said goodbye, did you ever think that the next time we would meet would be at a wedding?
These two want each other so bad.
What are you gonna be like when she goes to prom?
I would like to make a toast. You guys got 1,000 years of moments like this one. Being a part of this one really made me feel like I'm part of Always and Forever too.
See, I feel like it's the beginning and the end of Klaus's life.
You're gonna call this meeting off. You put an end to this wake-up rally and let the humans live in peace for now. And I'll teach you how to do this right. Not to mention rules, spells, celestial vents, and how to fight whatever kind of creature comes to take your head. I really listened to everyone who's been trying to talk some kind of sense into me.
Is the room right side up?
Yeah, almost.
Well, I think you better sit up.
It was like for 5 minutes I forgot how crappy my life is. I'm never gonna forget that I killed someone. And I know that every full moon will be a reminder. I'm just happy that you'll be there with me.
No, I have everything I need right here.
Have you told her?
I tried. She's my daughter, Elijah.
I love it, mate. We'd never see this. Good ending. That, personally, I really do love that, mate. We don't get enough of Damon and Stefan doing that sort of stuff, and when we do, we acknowledge that they're the best moments. Like in the Vampire Diaries, Stefan is the best group, faction, whatever you want to call it, couple, allegiance, whatever. They are the best two together. I would pick them over everyone, and I would actually pick these two in this show over everybody. We don't get enough of the brotherly love when they're working together. I mean, I actually do like them when they're bickering as well, to be honest. I think they've got good chemistry all around, Elijah and Klaus, and it does fit the characters up and down and round and around. But I do love it when people acknowledge the love as well. You know, like, if that's what families do, mate. You argue, you embrace each other. Again, you bicker, you're back again, you're loving it, you know. And it does make me happy when I see them like this, like supporting each other. Now, this episode was really interesting with Elijah for me. I did it. I very much enjoyed the backstory with Haley. Just love seeing Haley back in it, and I thought the chemistry between them was absolute fire. Like, literally, love at first sight, like she was saying. And she dropped in a line, mate, in another lifetime, you know, like there's going to be a dance waiting or something. That makes me think Elijah's dying now. Like, I said it might be Klaus and Marcel since last season, but I don't know. Maybe we're dropping this in. Got kind of like Elijah's, I don't know, the way he's looking dead sadder and depressed, and I feel like if there's a chance that he could sacrifice himself for hope, I feel like that will possibly happen, because he feel like that's his way of redeeming himself, but also ending his suffering. But then there's a possibility, because we've seen that Josh went and seen Aiden last episode, which I thought was an amazing touch, and now it makes us think, how nice would it be that if Elijah did sadly pass, that hope was saved, so then his death would mean something, but then he could also redeem himself in the afterlife and be with the person that he truly wants to be with, and he could say sorry, and him and Haley could be together, and hopefully she forgives him. But if she didn't, I'm not going to blame her, because like I say, he did play a part. But it's interesting. I did like today's episode. I thought the acting between KEELIN and FREYA was so good. I love it. It feel like a proper relationship conversation that would happen. He was crying all the time, and like, you know, it felt like a real convo that many couples will have, and like situations that have to be addressed. And the way she said it, you know, she ended it and then she walked off because she didn't want to hurt her, and then she rethought it. She's like, she come back, she's like, okay, we'll speak again, blah blah blah. And I feel like that is what would happen as well. Someone would say something, storm off, come back, I'm sorry, you know, we do need to sit down. And it felt very real, and I really enjoyed it. And I personally, like, this episode had a lot of talking points for me, and that it kept me engaged all the way. I'm very interested. Now, it wasn't high action, but it was very engaging, and I actually enjoyed it very much. So I would say this was a good episode, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Hope now, because I have no idea. But what I am going to predict and say is that maybe an original has to die for it to absorb the like powers or whatever the entity inside that can go into her to counter the Hollow. You know what I mean? they got the hollow or whatever it's called inside of her. Maybe they need to, do you know what I mean? If like 3 originals could die, just say Elijah, Klaus and Rebecca died and their powers went inside of her as well, it would suppress what's inside of her. Maybe that's a solution, even though obviously maybe they are willing to die for her. I don't know, but interesting. And I'm really excited to find out what's going to happen now. Okay. That is going to wrap up today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, please get voting on your most likely to dislike characters of this season in the description below, as well as your favourite characters for the entirety of the originals that we will reveal in the end of obviously the final episode, episode 13, which is not long away now. Congratulations to Freya and KEELIN. You know, they got married after an eventful episode between them. You know, it looked like it was on the rocks halfway through the episode, and then they successfully got married at the end, and both of them looked very nice. You know, like, I'm really happy for Freya. This is what she does deserve. You know, she nearly called the wedding off because she didn't want to have children, and KEELIN does. And the reason why she doesn't want to have children is, you know what, she's got a fair point. Like, she's lost a baby before, and like a family and all this stuff that's going on, and like just everything, the supernatural world. Like, she feels like she wouldn't be a good parent or to bring in a baby into this environment, and you know, she just doesn't, you know, she's scared, and I can't blame her for that. And you know, I felt like the conversation that she had was very real, and the way she acted was justifiable. But I do like how she listened and she was open to, you know, what Rebecca said to her. And she went back and then she had further discussions with KEELIN, and their acting was great. Both of them was crying. It felt very emotional, very true, and like a proper relationship, how they would actually address the situation. And obviously she said, look, you know, even though I am scared and I'm this and I'm that, ultimately I just want to be with you, and if you're open to having children, then if we get married today, I could be with you, and I am open as well to the possibility of being a parent in the future, as long as, you know, everything goes to plan. I just want us to be happy in a relationship, and I am scared, but with you by my side, anything can happen. It's fantastic, you know. And then she looked beautiful in a dress and she got married. I like how everybody was there as well. It looked like Elijah wasn't going to turn up at one point. You know, it looked like many people wasn't going to turn up. Vincent didn't turn up, did it? Oh, no, yeah, he didn't. He said that he was going away. Obviously, what happened to Ivy, he can't take it anymore. He says he feels like he's pushing the same rock up the same hill and it keeps rolling back down. Good analogy. He's not lying, is he? He's not lying. I just feel like he could have stayed this one episode for his friend, you know, because it wouldn't have made much difference one day for him, and it would have made a massive difference to Freya. So a little bit disappointing with Vincent on that one. I like how we got Davina back, actually, trying to do a few little spells. Good old reminiscence of old times. Whether you like her or dislike her, it's nice to see characters that you've had in the show play big, you know, like to play the big faction in the show at one point, and it's good to see him back, because she was one of the most dominant witches for the entirety of the 3 seasons until Vincent started coming in and obviously helping. It kind of like swapped over, so to speak, and he come the main one, but she was good, and she's very strong, and she did dominate the Michaelsons bare times as well. So I mean, that's good as well. I absolutely loved the clips of Hayley and Elijah this episode. Now, obviously, forgetting everything that has happened in this season with them, how amazing was it just seeing them together? Like, they look so good. Hayley's beautiful, Elijah as well, man, he's really handsome. Their chemistry is absolute flames, mate, honestly. Like, definitely looks like love at first sight or whatever. Elijah knew, mate, when he was dancing and he looked into her eyes, he knew there was a spark there. Obviously, he even said to Klaus at the end, I didn't know it was Hayley, but I felt something, mate. It was all over the place. My head was spinning. And, you know, like, Hayley looked like she was in love. And that's what I got to say. It's great acting, man. It was so believable. Like, when he stood there talking and she was looking at him, she's like biting her lip and smirking. Man, they're so cute together. I do like how she calls herself Andrea as well. I mean, obviously, that was a birth-given name to her. And I just like the importance of letters as well. I mentioned it a couple of episodes ago, I believe, like when how impactful that actual letter actually is. You know, it's there, physical. When someone's passed, it's still there. It's not like a text on your phone. You've got something physical that somebody's wrote. You can read it. You know that they put the time and the effort in to put those words down on a page. And I feel like when you're reading it, it's more emotional. You got a connection towards it. And I feel like letters are really impactful. And I do like how obviously Elijah is carrying one with him. Now, I don't know what Elijah's going to do with this. I feel like I said multiple times that he feels like he needs to suffer because of what happened to Haley, which he did play a factor in her death. I am not going to beat around no bush, man. The guy played a factor in it. FREYA was countering it, obviously, with Rebecca saying, you know, he didn't know who he was, so it's kind of pees her off, you know. And I'm going to acknowledge that is the grey area, and I've gone on the fence to say I am not giving him as much hate as he definitely should be. And he feels like he needs to punish himself, and I actually really intrigued to see what that's going to happen, what that punishment is going to be. They'd never actually say he's going to punish himself, but that's the vibes I'm getting anyway. He felt like he wanted to leave. He packed his bags. He was going. Where's he going? Yeah, you know, one of the letters was like a picture of a house in the bayou, and it was a deed to the house as well. So like, what is going to happen with that? I.e., like, are we going? Is that just a throwaway scene, or is it going to play some sort of impact, you know, in the next 2 episodes? As well as, I really enjoyed the fact that Hope's dying, but they don't know how to cure her. So then it's kept me engaged, because I am actually really like guessing like what the hell is going on and how the hell is she getting saved. My proposal is that the spirit was suppressed when it was inside the originals. Now it's all inside of Hope. If they can't extract it, maybe they can extract it. I don't understand why they don't try and attempt that again. But if they can't extract it, maybe they could take the lives of the originals or the powers that they've got inside it and place it in Hope as well to help suppress it. So, I mean, I have no idea. Also do know is the 2 brothers hugged at the end, which we don't get enough, and I absolutely love that scene. I really, really do love it when the family come and unite together. So, 2 episodes left. Really enjoying it. No idea how it's going to end. No idea who's going to die. Feel like deaths are coming. Got to. And yeah, it's just kept us on the edge. So thanks so much for clicking on today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.